Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Bronx Spear, which is by Zentangle, Maria Thomas specifically. And this was actually a part of a couple project packs. You will find links to those videos on in the for more inspiration link, which I'm just linking it to Tangle Patterns, and I try to give as much of a shout out to Linda Farmer, CZT, as possible because I do utilize her resource a lot, and I know a lot of us do. I do support her. I, get the Tangle Guide every year that when it comes out. Do take a look, kind of scroll down, or I think if you find the link that says books, every year she puts out a Tangle Guide that has the little thumbnail pictures to all of the tangles, alphabetical order, of course, numerical alphabetical. So you can thumb through them because sometimes the names are hard to find, and so thumbing through them is great. You get it in a PDF form, so actually when you click on the little thumbnail, it'll take you right to that pattern. Very, very nice. I know stuff takes a lot of work to do, and so I just encourage you, take a look, subscribe to her newsletter. Get the Tangle Guide if you can, and you can support her just with regular donation. Because like I said, I know how much work it takes to do stuff, and she has been doing this for a long time. So, Linda, if you ever happen to watch this, thank you. And she updates the things. So, like when the entry. So this one, when they came up with Bronx Spear, she added it to Bronx Cheer because this is really a tangulation on that. And then when a new project pack comes out or a new video, she adds it. It's a lot of work, and I appreciate that level of detail and making sure that it stays up to date. It's great. All right, so again, this one is on a couple project packs. It is a tangulation on Bronx Cheer. We'll just do a single one here. And so it starts off with just, some kind of a line, curved line, however you want to do it. And then a little ways up, so we're going to leave some of that line here. And I'm just going to pick one side here, right this one. And we're just going to start with some nice size orbs. And just working up the line. And as you work up, you can go a little bit smaller as you go. Sometimes I end up like big, big, big. Oh, let's go down small, small, small. And then I'm going too small too quick. But that's okay, because you can leave a little bit of stuff out the top there. Okay? I'm not going to worry about filling things in yet. And then we'll do the other side. And up to you, I like to flip my tile sometimes. That way I can see what I'm doing here. They don't need to match up at all. That doesn't matter. Because it's Zentangle, number one, and because it is kind of an organic tangle, things don't have to, match up. Actually, because I had some when I was playing with it that, went a little bit bigger, and then I went back to smaller. Some of them are a little odd shape. It doesn't matter. This side's going to be a little bit bigger than the other. It's all good. And while I'm on this side, we'll hit to the next step, which is adding some smaller. And let's see, I'm going to start in this crevice. So these ones are going to kind of alternate, but keeping them a little bit smaller than what you have, and not doing that. We're going to go, habit. And if you have big gaps, it's okay. But like I said, just kind of following and keeping it like one notch smaller as you go. And I'm just going to leave that way at the, no. I can add a smaller one there. Sometimes leaving a little bit extra room, because you can always go back after you see, what the pen decides it wants to do. And then you can adjust, because then I can always come back and do a littler one there. All right, same thing on this side. Because I started on the gap and then I was focusing on them. But when I was looking at how Maria was doing them in the one video, it's just almost like a line in and of itself, ignoring the gap, but kind of alternating. Okay, we need to have some little, there we go. Okay. And then this part is neat. So on either side of this line, I'm just going to put like a little curve line either side like that. And then, there we go. Right here at the base, just put a little orb in, hollow bowing it behind. So it's kind of like a partial orb. And then we'll fill in that to match. Let's put one over here. So not a full orb, just a partial. Okay. And then this part is like the Bronx cheer. And, oh no, I'm going to leave it with this pen. So in the Bronx cheer, you know, we kind of start off with, I don't necessarily start off with an orb. It's just a scribble like this. And leaving a little, you know, little space for the shine. And I'm going to start with these bigger ones. Because you can always come back, you know, and neaten things up if you want. And then it might come back and fill in some of those gaps. But I'm going to wait till I've got all of these done. And then when I learned to do this at my CZT training, I mean, they call these pearls. So they're like little black pearls. And so when you leave that opening, that is the shine. But I like that they're rustic, if you will, with that, you know, kind of scribble. It's a neat look. As I was playing with this, and I was, you know, worried about filling in those gaps, and actually, because some of these you could take them a little bit bigger. I kind of like it with those gaps open because we're filling in all this dark, and then it just ends up being really dark, and you know, with these little, you know, bits of light. So I kind of like that. Right now, we'll try the other side, but I'm gonna turn my tile here. Also, with all of this ink pouring onto your page like this, just be careful. That's why I didn't want to reach over it, because then you get your finger in it, and then you get marks all over the place. This is also another reason why to not make sure that they're lined up, because it kind of, with this scribbling, it kind of fills in the gap a little bit. And, you know, if you are not familiar with the Bronx chair and kind of how it came to be, how we use it primarily, I do have a video on that, and you can check out the videos that are on the link, the For More Inspiration link. It is the ultimate course corrector. So when things don't go right, and it's like, I just don't know, just throw a little Bronx cheer on it, and it's all good. This one, though, if you have a really big section, yeah, then you throw a Bronx spear on it, and it's all good. Oh. There we go. It looks like here I'm going to just bring that one out a little bit more. But it's kind of interesting, you know, and leaving those gaps open is just fine. It really is. Like I said, because all of this, you know, black against black, it's really hard to, you know, to distinguish one thing from, you know, another. And so those gaps help. My opinion only. Really neat. Okay, now I want to touch up this top bit. Just add some more, just so it's kind of narrow. And you can leave the little bit coming off of the end. That's kind of neat. And then at the bottom, if you want to add some, as they call it, love to it, we'll add some weight here to the bottom. Let's do this one too, if we're going to do it. So just kind of going over it, adding some, thickening it at the base. Like that. There we go. And honestly, it's so dark, not a whole lot of shading is needed, although I'm going to put just a little bit right there going up into... You could, and then if you wanted to, well, let's just use what's left on the tortillon. Could just add a little bit of graphite to one side, just standing off a little bit from it, and it creates like a drop shadow. Really neat. What a fun tangle. Very, very fun. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please click the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, click on to subscribe to the channel. And just a little side note, and I'm not sure if YouTube does this. Some other things I do, like if you are like a new subscriber to a channel, it like automatically turns on notifications. I'm not sure if YouTube does that, but if it does, know that you can turn those things off. And I would much rather, I post at least once a day, sometimes multiple if I'm posting class replays and things. And I like you to know that, because I would much rather have somebody be a subscriber than just go, oh my gosh, she's posting again? Oh, every day, come on. So I like to let you know that if you don't like your device, or your email blowing up with notifications, like I don't, I always turn them off. Just make sure to do that. I just want to let you know. All right. In that description section, I already mentioned links to the step outs. Also there, ways to connect with me. So I have a link to my website as well as Facebook page. I do have Pinterest and Instagram. I'm just unfortunately not on them as much as I would like to be. Hopefully that will change at some point. I was for a while, and then it just I need to find a better way to do things, so that way it's not, so that way it's efficient. Let's see. Also, there is a link to our fabulous Tangle Addicts community Facebook group. So if you would like to join us there for fun and Zentangle conversation, we'd love to have you. There are 4 questions that you need to answer in order to gain entry. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.